Hello and welcome to the show. You can see everybody giggling because this is the first time recording. I'm DerekBicksler. We're here with Stacey Turnage, Realtor from Tulsa, Oklahoma. We're going to be talking all about Tulsa, Oklahoma and Stacey today. I have my awesome co-host here on the other side of Stacey, Krista.Lorenzo in Pittsburgh. I was supposed to let her intro yourself. Intro yourself, Krista.
Hello, I'm Krista.Lorenzo, and I'm on the other side of the screen and on the other side of the state from Derek, here in Pittsburgh, PA.
Yes, we're both in Pittsburgh, so we're hitting the left side, west side of Pittsburgh, and the center.
No, we're both in Pennsylvania. We're not both in Pittsburgh.
Yes, we're not. You're in Pittsburgh. I'm in the middle of the state, and then we don't have anybody in Philly. Like I had mentioned, maybe we should have a third person, maybe in Philly or something.
Yeah,
but yeah,
cover the whole state.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm DerekBicksler. I'm in Harrisburg, Carlisle, central area. I always say Harrisburg because that's what people know. It's the capital of Pennsylvania, but Carlisle is actually where I live, which is about 20 minutes outside of Harrisburg. So now let's introduce you to Stacey Turnage over in Tulsa, Oklahoma. You can say hi, and then I'm going to give you a nice long intro. Just say hi real quick. And then
hi.
And I'm going to give you a little bit of information about Stacey. Obviously, like I said, she's in Tulsa. Her favorite color is red. That was my favorite color when I was younger. It's not anymore, but red definitely when I was younger. And if you ask my mom or anybody, they probably all say red.
They still say red?
Yeah. I don't like it now because I'm a marketer, and red is like the angry color, the color you use for specific things or whatever, but
yes.
So that's maybe why it's not anymore. But and your favorite food is seafood. Is there a specific seafood in particular?
Chilean sea bass is probably my favorite, but my everyday seafood would be shrimp.
Yum.
Nice. Yeah. And do you have to pick out? You have to pick out that little thing of stuff when you make shrimp, right? You're supposed to.
The vein. It's not stuff. It's really a vein. We thought it was stuff, but it's a vein.
Oh,
but
really?
Is it a vein or is it an intestine?
It's a vein. That's what I'm going with.
She's like, that's what I'm telling myself.
It's a vein.
Yeah. So there. I don't like to prepare shrimp. I'll eat them, but for that reason, I don't unless they come deveined, de-intestine or whatever.
Yes.
And I also don't like
See,
seeing
it is a
them.
vein.
Don't like seeing them in the wild, like the full form. They also look disgusting. In my
the head. I don't want nothing.
I do like to eat them though.
Yes.
I guess that's true of most meat. Like if you had to look at the actual animal and or kill it and eat it yourself, you're probably like, ugh. Like I've hunted a handful of times and I have no desire to eat pheasant ever.
Is that what you hunted? Pheasant?
Yeah, it was a commercial contractor that would have this trip for people that would refer business. So I went. It's a farm. They grow pheasants, release them. You tell them how many you want to hunt. They release them, and you go out and shoot the crap out of it. I probably shot like 12 myself. They don't tell you that if it doesn't die, you got to chase it down and wring its neck, which is basically just grab its head and flip it around. And then you stuff it in your backpack, and then you have to clean them, which they also didn't tell me we had to do. But that's a whole different story. So to all the hunters out there, good for you, because that's not a thing
I've never gone hunting. And after that story, I'm not going to.
Pennsylvania is a hunting place. Is Oklahoma a hunting place?
If it is, I don't know, because
you would know because we get off like the first day of deer season, all the businesses close. So it's like a serious thing.
And school closes the first day of hunting.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, totally.
My idea of anything like that is in a 5-star. So I don't do that out of doors.
There you go. And then your favorite music is R&B. I'm with you there. I grew up rap and R&B are my musics of choice. Do you have a favorite artist, either current or in the past?
Michael Jackson.
All right, that's an easy pick. That's almost not acceptable, I would say, but I'll let you get past with that one.
Yeah, Michael Jackson. And I saw him when I was like 10 or 11, and I still remember it like it was yesterday.
Oh my goodness, I bet.
Yeah.
Krista, did you ever see Michael Jackson?
I never saw Michael Jackson live. I did a few months ago go to the Michael Jackson Broadway show with my daughters, and it was amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, it wasn't the same as live. Yeah.
Yeah. Michael Jackson, Prince. Like I grew up in the 80s. Like Prince, Michael Jackson. I'll let you
like
know.
Gerald Levert or Jodeci or
I love Jodeci. My wedding song was Jodeci.
He read all of them, but I'll let you in on a little secret. When I was a kid, I thought I was going to marry Michael Jackson.
Oh, really?
That didn't work out.
I don't think you would have wanted to in the end either, right?
I did. I had 3 wishes. I was going to move to California, check. I was going to drive a Mercedes, check, and I was going to marry Michael Jackson. And me and my mom talk about it today. She was like, well, I guess 2 out of 3 isn't bad.
That's right.
It's better than wanting to marry R. Kelly, who was my favorite R&B artist up until he destroyed that for me.
Yeah.
He had some amazing music, though. Like he had like that Chocolate Factory album. I lived in Chicago when it was on the charts, and oh my God, it was good music. It's definitely a testament. Can you separate the man from the music? You know,
I still jam out to Happy People. That's my album. I cannot live without. The whole Happy People album is like I can't. It's the bomb, and it's happy too. I love that album.
Yeah, mine is Chocolate Factory, and then of course everybody loves Frankie Beverly and Maze. You know, we lost Frankie Beverly last year, but he was the only artist that, you know, had a 30-year-old song or a 20-year-old song, and everybody packed it out. I mean, he was like an icon in the music, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
So it sounds like you've lived a bunch of places too. I
have. I was born and raised in Tulsa. I left Tulsa and I lived in Los Angeles, all up and down that 405 corridor. My husband is a Marine. So my ex-husband is a Marine. So we did all of that. And I left California and I went to Chicago. Yes, I went to snowy Chicago and then left Chicago. I was only in Chicago a year, left there and went to Houston, Texas. So I love big cities.
That's awesome. There's a lot of big cities too.
Yes, it's 3 of the top 5.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you got to add Philly in there, right? You were talking smack against our Philly. That's all
I
right.
wasn't. I love
Philly is as you described it, probably, but it does kick butt though. We crush stuff. It was dirty.
Yes, and I was going for the Eagles. I was going for the Eagles in the Super Bowl. So I'm not all bad, am I?
All right, we'll let you stay on the show then.
Okay.
So, and that's a good segue actually, because I have you're single now. You just mentioned a husband. We're no longer. We don't need to get into specifics, but you are single. Yeah. Right. Thank you for your past service and helping your past ex serve our country. Kids, adults.
4.
And
four
with kids
adults.
Are grown up. 4 kids.
4 girls or boys?
I have a daughter who's 35 and 3 sons that are, let me get it right, 30, 28, and 26.
Oh.
Yeah, and I have 2 granddaughters. Yeah.
And they're 13 and 9?
13 and 9. They are at crazy ages.
Those are hard ages, especially with girls.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because of all of the things.
Yeah.
And my daughter was not the crybaby, and her daughter is, so it's been quite interesting.
Yes, I'm not good with the crybaby stuff. I try to be patient, but I just want it to stop.
Yeah.
That's the natural response in my head. It's like, I want it to stop. Yeah. I can't take it.
I've had to tell her, you just have to listen. She goes, but it's painful. I don't do it here.
Yeah, talking to kids sometimes is like a dementia patient. Like sometimes it's better just to listen and just go along with whatever they're saying rather than like get into this. Like I should tell them how to really do that and what the best way is to. They don't care.
Truth be told, it's like that when they're 35 too.
Yeah,
the whole way through.
I just listen a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Nice. And then
a lot of times that's what they want.
Yes.
Sorry, Doug.
No pets. No pets.
No pets. Have you ever had pets?
Nope.
No. All right. Krista, do you have pets?
I do. I have a dog. He is a 2-year-old Australian Shepherd. And we've always had dogs, and they've always been a little bit calmer, and we've always done rescue dogs. And this one is a rescue, but we got him as a puppy. My neighbor fosters like entire packs of litters of puppy, and yeah, like what are they? So my children have always been like, can we get one? Can we get one? Can we get one? And we always had one. And 2 years ago, whenever she got this adorable batch of puppies, our dog had just been put to sleep, and they're like, can we get one? I didn't have an excuse anymore. So we got one, and my neighbor said, you need to research the breed. And I'm like, I thought she meant like for health issues. And I'm like, nope, no health issues. And now I know that she meant for energy level.
Yeah.
And yeah, we had no idea what we were doing.
I have a grand dog.
Yeah. And what kind of dog is it?
I don't know, some kind of big old husky, looks like a German Shepherd. He's beautiful, but I have no idea. It's my son's child. I don't babysit that one.
Yeah.
The big ones don't last that long, so you might not need to get to know it. The bigger they are, the longer they last, the shorter they last.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes. Yeah. Bigger dogs don't last as long.
Interesting.
Yeah, like a Saint Bernard or something. You get like 5, 6, 7 years or something, but then you get a little yippy dog and it lasts like a cat, like 22 years or something.
You can't get rid of those ones.
Yeah. So our last question here, before we get into Tulsa, is this random question that I'm springing on you right now. So give me a number between 1 and 47.
32.
32. Well, this is the easy one. Almost not good enough, but we'll go with it anyway.
You can
Are you? Maybe I'll add a little bit to it. It says, "Are you adventurous?" And all the add to it part will be, what is the last adventurous thing you did if you are adventurous?
So,
or even if you're not, what's the last thing maybe you did that was adventurous?
Yes, I'm adventurous. Last big thing that I did is I went on a cruise by myself for 7 days. And I actually got off the boat and explored Cancun. I got in the water in Cancun. I explored, I can't remember where else. We went to the other port that we were supposed to go to we didn't go. But yeah, I got off the boat. I explored. I got into the Caribbean Sea. So yeah, I think I'm pretty adventurous.
I love that.
My mom was like, "Are you crazy?" I'm like, "Baby."
That makes life fun.
And you know what? You guys are realtors. How else do you just shut down?
Oh, yeah.
Inaccessible.
Yeah.
Right? So that was my goal. It was my 55th birthday. It was the present to myself. I flew into Houston, left out of Galveston, and was gone like 7 days and just did what I wanted to do. I explored the ports that we went to. I explored the boat. I slept when I wanted to. I had Wi-Fi, but I left my phone in the cabin. I just explored. So I think I'm adventurous. I don't like the outdoors though. So if anybody tells me that I was in the woods and I died out there, that's murder, because I don't do that. Not like that.
So your adventure is the opposite of Derek's adventure.
Correct.
Because Derek loves the outdoors.
No,
for sure. You got me pegged.
I think that makes me pretty adventurous in business. You know, the fact that we're realtors is adventurous, you know?
Oh, absolutely.
So
the fact that you're a broker with your own business too, you know?
Yeah. Always taking a leap of faith.
And I think Krista is with you on the type of vacation. You like the beaches and the 5-star restaurants and taking the whole family with you and all that.
No,
stuff.
I don't want to take them. I'm sorry.
I like taking mine.
Oh, take mine.
Yes. Yeah. I always loved travel and exploring. And I did when I was in college, I went to the University of Pittsburgh and I did a semester at the University of London with their like architecture program. Oh. And my girlfriend Leslie and I, who I still travel with now, she and I, like every weekend, sometimes it was us together. Sometimes, my family came over. We tried to go to like a different country each weekend while we were there.
Oh,
and
yeah.
she and I, for my 50, we actually both turned 50 last year, and we went to Cuba, the two of us.
That's my dream trip is Cuba.
Oh, I will fill you in. I have amazing connections there. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Because I like going somewhere that's sunny. We have a lot of not sunny days here. So I like to go sunny places.
Yeah, I didn't realize, I call it being a sun baby, meaning that the sun dictated my mood. I didn't realize how much it did until I moved to Chicago, and it was cloudy for 360 days a year. Like
I didn't realize Chicago was that cloudy.
It's always overcast. It's cool until it's only like July and August when it's warm.
Yeah.
And you got to remember, I moved there from being in California for 12 years.
Oh my goodness.
72 all the time. So yeah, Chicago really, really, it's when I realized, okay, I understand what people say about seasonal depression.
Yeah.
It was a lot. It was a lot.
Oh, I bet. And so is Tulsa really sunny?
Tulsa is sunny, but Tulsa has some gloomy days too. Right now it's beautiful. Oh, my birthday's in February. The week before my birthday and the week of my birthday, we were iced in. Not snowed in, iced in.
I didn't even realize you guys got ice there.
Oh gosh, we'll get an ice storm before we'll get a snowstorm. Easily.
Okay, I'm going to need to look at a map and see where Tulsa is.
Yeah.
Well, that's a great segue, Krista, because that's what we're about to start talking about.
Oh, good.
Perfect co-hosting there. I shared my screen. I think everybody should be able to see it.
Yes.
Where the heck is Tulsa, and where's Oklahoma? I don't even, to be honest, I don't really even know where Oklahoma is. So.
Is above Texas and below Kansas. It borders Arkansas, and I can't remember what's to the west. Is it Louisiana? No, maybe it is. But yeah. So Tulsa is in the northern part of the state. So when the weather comes from Canada, it oftentimes hits Tulsa.
Oh,
yeah. You get that Canadian. Ugh, it's just dreadful.
You guys get snow?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Absolutely.
Oh my goodness.
Now, I will say we don't get snow like we did when I was a kid. We used to get snow where it was bad snow. So since I've been back since 2017, we've had a couple of snowstorms, but nothing that is like, well, I guess it is locked down the city. It isn't for me because I can work from home, right?
Oh, true. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we get snow. And like I said earlier, we get ice. Yeah, for sure.
Not know that.
I would not have thought about that, especially if I looked at where it is on the map. Figure it's close to Texas, so it's some hot desert place.
Yeah, that's what I figured as well.
No, it's funny because Texas is south. I lived in Houston as well. So Dallas is 4 hours away. So it's the midpoint between Tulsa and Houston. Houston is 8 hours. So if it is snowing and all of that foolery in Dallas, 9 times out of 10 is snowing and all of that foolery in Tulsa. Because it just moves down. Yeah. Now, when you get to Houston, it's beautiful and it's hot and all that stuff. Yeah. We get weather. Seasons.
So how far are you from Oklahoma City?
An hour and a half.
And would that be where an airport would be? What if somebody had to fly somewhere?
We have an international airport here in Tulsa.
Woo, it's even an international one.
International. And what I found out the other day is international because we have cargo. So they are getting ready to build out the airport or add on to the airport where we will truly be an international airport and begin to have international flights in and out. Yeah.
Oh, so they can say international even if it's only cargo.
Well, they can. Yes. Because we have to take a connecting flight wherever you're going. Okay. Yeah.
That's how they get away with it. We've got the Harrisburg International Airport, but most people, if you're going somewhere far, you drive to Philly or Baltimore or New York or any number of ones that are close to us.
Now, people come from Arkansas to fly out of Tulsa International. I guess it's more of a direct flight from Tulsa or, a better connection or something. But yeah, that happens a lot.
Yeah, that was one of the reasons that I wanted to do this and start meeting like realtors all across the United States, was just to start learning more about these other cities and states and the weather and all this.
Yes. Yes. It's
It looks
amazing.
like there's a river going through there. The Arkansas River.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a big river with, skiing and boating and pontoons and all that stuff?
Little river?
It's dry. No, the Arkansas River is a big river, but in Tulsa, it's low. It's very shallow right now. And when you go over the bridge, you can see the sand. So it's not very much water in it at this point. I would imagine it to fill up. But yeah. Yep.
Gotcha. Yeah, our river here is kind of low at times, but wide or whatever. Go ahead, Krista.
Yeah, I just wanted, do you have flooding at all there, or no? Is it usually drier?
Oh, no, we've had flooding, and the last 2 weeks we've had wildfires. Like a couple of towns have been severely impacted with the wildfires because the winds have been so high. And it never ceases to amaze me. You get a weather report that says the wind is high, and then people go and do these control burns or something, and then it is just a mess. 2 Fridays ago, you would have thought we were in a war zone. It was smoky. You could smell the smoke. You could see the fires in the distance. Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Wow.
And I'll tell you a little thing that you probably don't know about our weather either. I've mentioned I lived in California for 12 years. I've felt more earthquakes being back home in Tulsa than I ever felt the 12 years I was in California.
I didn't even know there were earthquakes there.
Yeah. Wow. It's cracking. So when you go, if the earth is round and you're going into it like this, or you're drilling down, that's what happens. And they're pretty violent too. Like the first one I felt since I've been home, I was like, what is that? So I run downstairs and I'm like, do you feel that? And my mom was like, it's an earthquake. I'm like, oh my God, that's what that is. They're present and accounted for.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are there tornadoes?
Very much so.
Is Tornado Alley? Is that part of Tornado Alley? Yeah.
Yes.
I just watched, there's a new Netflix special called Twister. These kids like get stuck in the middle of one.
Yeah.
It's a documentary, so it's real, but yeah.
Yeah, very much so. And all of the years that I said, born and raised and been back since 2017, I knock on wood that I haven't ever been caught in a tornado. And I can comfortably say that I've lived in pretty much all of the weather patterns. And if I had my ruthers, I would rather an earthquake than anything else.
Unless it's the big one, then maybe you'll take a.
Well, here's the problem. I don't want the big of anything. But when you live in hurricane areas, the news takes over about the hurricane. It's going to be here in 2 minutes, 26 seconds. It just drives you nuts. It's just a lot. Whereas an earthquake rolls in, it shakes, it does what it's going to do in its 30 seconds, 45 seconds, and then it's done. And you have to deal with the aftermath, of course, but that mental drain on it's coming doesn't happen with an earthquake.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So in Pittsburgh, we don't really have any natural disaster-y type things. But I did for a few years live in Cincinnati when I was in high school, and they had tornadoes, and we had to have like tornado drills and like get down under our desks and things like that. But I never had to do that in Pittsburgh. Just fire drills. Yeah.
Yep. Very much so.
And nuclear attack drills. We also have TMI, 3 Mile Island, very close. I was actually born where I was born because my parents had to go further away to have babies at the time because there was threat of a meltdown or something. Yeah. And they're opening back up because Bill Gates, Microsoft just bought it and is opening it back up to power AI servers or whatever. Yeah.
Did you really have nuclear drills?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Getting under the desk.
Island was a big thing. Yeah, I remember 3 Mile Island because that's what it is, right? Mile Island, 3 Mile Island. Yeah.
There's a lot of those things. If you look at a map, you don't realize there's like a lot. And it's a good source of energy. Yeah. They're supposed to be bringing it back, I hear. So, all right. So now we know where the heck Oklahoma and Tulsa are. Oklahoma, and I can even do it by memory. Eyes closed. Oklahoma, right above Texas, and Tulsa is in the top, kind of right to the right a little bit, top right corner. Awesome.
And below Kansas. I'll remember that now.
Yeah.
Nice. So let's talk about Tulsa. Sell us on the place. If somebody was trying to pick where to move, or maybe this is one of the options. My job is going to give me a couple places to relocate to. Tulsa is one of them. What's something cool or unique or a reason to move there, or any kind of isms or anything cool or unique you can tell us about it?
I think there are a couple of isms, but I think when I talk to relocating people that are coming to Oklahoma, matter of fact, I talked to one this week. She was like, I've never been there. I don't know what's there. What is there? Am I going to be, are my kids going to be okay? Is it normal? Is it? I was like, well, it's all of those things. It's normal. I think the biggest selling point is what you can buy in our market for the cost, right? So for example, I live in a 4-bedroom, 3-bath house. Paid a little over paid $265 for it in 2018. That very same house now is worth $400. But even at $400, where can you go and buy a 4-bedroom, 3-bath house that sits on a 1/4 acre in, a fairly nice neighborhood for $400,000? It is our cost of living as far as what you purchase and what you get in a house. Prior to that, my parents lived on 2 acres. Like, again, you can't get 2 acres in Philadelphia, I'm sure, without paying an arm and a leg. You definitely can't get 2 acres in like California or, the further east. So I think it's the cost of living. I think it's that is the number one thing. And secondly, believe it or not, I believe it's location. It is truly in the center of the country, right? So you can fly east in 4 hours and you can fly west in 4 hours. South, about the same, right? So I can get to Houston on a flight in an hour and a half, right? I can get to Corpus Christi, which is 3 or 4 hours away from Houston, maybe 6 in a couple hours. I can get to, Canada in, a reasonable amount of time. So I think the location, literally the proximity and where it sits in the country is a selling point.
I never thought about that, how centrally located it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like I can typically, when me and the kids are flying, they typically fly into Tulsa so we can go where we're going, right? So yeah, I think that, and I think industry here is great. American Airlines is one of the biggest employers. Amazon has a warehouse here. Macy's has a warehouse here. Tesla has cars here. Ford Motor has a glass plant here. I think it's just central. The taxes are reasonable compared to other bigger cities. And I think ultimately when you're relocating here, you're looking to raise your kids in a big, small city. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So Route 66, everybody talks about that, especially being in California. Obviously, we just celebrated a few years ago the centennial for Black Wall Street. That is still starting up to be another thriving community again. So it's a lot. It's a lot. It's home. It's a great place to be from. I do miss the big city, but I'm glad I'm back.
Oh, that's awesome.
What I wrote down was what I picture when somebody says Tulsa is kind of like small town America, which is a lot of Pennsylvania. Also, we have a lot of the same benefits you have, low cost of living, small town America, all that stuff. But I just looked up the population because I wanted to compare it. So I'm like a 40 to 50,000 per city here, maybe in the greater Harrisburg area, you got 50, 200,000. It's always hard to get a Facebook audience that Facebook likes because it's not enough people or whatever.
Right.
But Tulsa is 411,000. So it's fairly decent. Yeah.
It's a good size. And you know what? It's really a great size. Like I said, to raise a family. When I talk to relocating people, they're like, I have a client that's coming in. Her husband just got on. He's a doctor. He just got on at the hospital. And she's like, oh my God, he needs to be about 10 minutes away from the hospital. And I'm like, this isn't LA. Even if 30 miles from the hospital, it's only going to take him about 15, 20 minutes. It's those types of things that really, if you're moving here, especially if you're relocating because of a job, right?
Oh, yeah.
Where what's the best area or what's close. my short answer is everything is close.
That's great. And I think when people are relocating, that's a huge consideration because they don't know, what traffic is like or commute times and things like that. So it's fantastic that everything is close and easy to get around.
Yeah. Now, the flip side of that coin is when I do go to Houston to visit, because that's where my grandkids are, and I'm sitting in that Houston traffic, I'm like, oh my gosh. Because now I've been back 8 years and I'm spoiled, right? But the traffic here is just, yes, it's traffic, but it is not that put your car in park and just listen to the radio for 2 hours and you might move a couple of miles. It's not that kind of traffic.
Is it worse? Is there like a heavy downtown area that it's more? Okay.
Yes, downtown is becoming, so when I was a kid, it wasn't very, very vibrant at night. Right? You had the businesses, they got done, everybody left. But now they've put lofts up there. There's a lot of entertainment. There's a lot of rooftops to hang out. There's a lot of eating, some great, happy hour spots, some great hotels, yes.
Let me guess, you got a bunch of microbrews and micro distilleries now, like every other. I quit drinking right before craft brews. Like I loved the dark beers. I drank a billion of those things.
Yeah.
And then I quit drinking, and then it's like,
and they're on every corner.
And I will tell you what people don't know about Tulsa is a coffee town.
Oh.
Yes, we have Starbucks, but we have so many independent roasters and coffee shops until I don't even go to Starbucks. Like, no.
That's awesome.
Oh my God. It's a coffee shop, a good coffee shop. I won't say on every corner, but we really have good coffee. We really do.
That's really cool because I wouldn't have thought that that's something Oklahoma or Tulsa's known for.
Yeah, we have really good coffee.
If they've got good logistics and good distribution, then you can probably have good everything, I suppose, right?
Yeah.
As long as you can ship it in.
Yeah, exactly. We have good coffee. I mean, like when I first moved back, because I love a good espresso, and I was like, oh, I got to go back to drinking Starbucks. But as I got familiar with home and really started selling real estate, because they're not like advertised, right? And you bump into the cutest little coffee shops, and we have wine. We have a couple wineries in Oklahoma. I have one around the corner from my house, believe it or not. So I think it's just a mash of everything, in a small, affordable place to live, And
so tell us something go ahead, Krista.
Oh, I was just going to say, I think that's so true about finding like the little coffee shops. With being in real estate, we're always like going into, like new little areas, new little things. I have a YouTube channel for people relocating to Pittsburgh to kind of learn about different areas. And that's one thing I try to talk about in each area. Like, okay, this is their little hidden gem for a coffee shop. Yeah. So I think we always know those good ones since we're hanging out in all those different communities.
Yeah. Yeah.
So other than coffee and drink stuff, and you mentioned there are some restaurants and things, I want to know, there's always some kind of food that everybody, Pittsburgh, what do you got? Like Primanti Brothers? That's probably played out now, right? You probably all hate that, or is that still a thing?
Well, they open them like in every other state. So like it became so big that there used to be like one here that was like the one, the one down in the Strip District. There was one on Pitt's campus. They opened a few more, and now they're everywhere. Yeah. So for us, it's probably fries on sandwiches, fries on salads.
Yeah, I would think for us, it's just barbecue. I mean, we struggle with, are we the South? Are we further enough? Are we considered part of the South? So the one thing as far as the barbecue is concerned is we fix barbecue bologna.
I've never had barbecue bologna.
I don't even know what that is.
So bologna, or that's what we called it as a kid. Bologna comes in a stick, like a sausage stick. You take that and you put it on the grill. You grill it.
That's diabolical. That's like double smoked because sausage is already smoked, right?
Yeah. But bologna is not. Like when you eat a bologna sandwich, it's just plain bologna.
Oh, wait, you're putting the slices on?
No,
the whole thing.
The whole chunk.
You put a stick. It's a stick of bologna, probably about this tall.
I've seen it at the deli. I've never bought it. Or
you buy that, you put it in some foil, you put a little barbecue sauce on it, and you stick it on the grill, and you have barbecue bologna. That is a Oklahoma, Tulsa thing, because when I was in Texas, I never could find it.
So do you slice it like sandwich bologna to eat it?
Yeah, you slice it after and eat a sandwich.
So you still put it on a sandwich?
You still put it on a sandwich. Yep.
So if you were making that for yourself for dinner, what else would you have on that sandwich?
Me, just the bun and just the bread and
just that. Okay.
Now on the side, I would have some potato salad or some baked beans or something like that.
Yeah.
But just meat. I don't want lettuce and tomato, because that's not what it is.
Right.
That's what it is.
Okay.
It's
so
like
when you have a pool. Yeah. When you have
when I lived in Chicago, they had Portillo's, right? The hot dog place. And that hot dog comes with all this other stuff on it. But that's what makes it a Portillo's hot dog, right? What makes it a barbecue bologna sandwich is that it is just the meat and the bread.
I want to try this now.
Well, I would have never guessed. Tulsa is the home of grilled bologna. Yeah. I would say bologna too, probably.
Exactly. Yes.
That's how I remember to spell it. Say bologna.
Castle.
And it is just, and when I was in Texas, I definitely couldn't find it in California or Chicago. And I thought, I could get to Texas. So when I lived in Houston and visited, I always had to have some before I went back to Houston. Yeah. Yeah.
Anything else unique, or like, is there anything made there or anything? You mentioned somewhere Amazon. We all have an Amazon warehouse within 5 minutes of our house.
Garth Brooks lives here. They say that's a big deal. The Pioneer Woman, she lives in Oklahoma. Reba McEntire is from here. You like R&B, the Gap band? Okay, so I'm gonna drop a little knowledge there. Gap stands for Greenwood, Archer, and Pine. It's a intersection or trisection of streets that they grew up on as children. My mom went to high school with those guys, so we have music in our bones in Tulsa, Oklahoma. But so it's so funny because it's like, to me, it's like, it's just home. It's just Tulsa. But it's so neat to meet people who have no idea what that really means.
Yeah.
So I appreciate being able to share.
Oh, I love that you were the first, our first show, our first guest, and we have learned so much about Tulsa that I had no idea.
Yeah. I'm going to send you some grilled bologna.
Yes, please. I swear I will try it.
You can't send it grilled. That'd probably be dangerous. So maybe send it and then Krista can grill it herself, or send the directions.
It's not hard. Get you a stick, fire up a charcoal grill though. It has to be a charcoal grill.
No, I don't have a charcoal.
A charcoal grill. It cannot be that fancy electric stuff.
Okay.
Or it has to be a smoker. It has to have real smoke. And you just let it cook, and until it gets to your your level of smokiness.
Yeah. Okay. I'm definitely trying this.
Let me know.
Absolutely.
So before we close it out, because we're already past our 30 minutes. I used to do these for an hour and it was fairly easy. I would even go out with 90 minutes, and who's watching a 90-minute show of whatever. But so we're trying to keep them to 30 minutes. We're already past it. I told you it'd be easy to fill up the time. So we'll try to close it out, but we don't want to rush. Want to make sure we know everything and have gone over everything. So is there anything you want to add that we haven't asked you about Tulsa, or reasons people should love Tulsa, or maybe bad things too? Watch out for this when you're moving to Tulsa.
Well, and I don't necessarily know if they're bad things, but let me say this. I lived in big cities, and I love the ability to go to a concert, to go, to have a professional sports team. Oklahoma City has the Thunder, and that's about all we have as a state. Yes, there are a couple of professional soccer teams, but, you miss that when you live in a big city because Tulsa doesn't have it. But we're an hour and a half flight away from where it is. And I have driven to Oklahoma City to basketball games. So it's not like, people who are natives and haven't ever lived anywhere else believe that, oh my God, an hour and a half, let's pack a bag and spend the night. And I'm like, It used to take me an hour and a half to get home from work.
Right. With traffic, yeah.
Easily. So I think that's one of the things that I've had to get used to. And it wasn't like I was hanging out every night or doing any of that stuff. I did have season tickets to the Rockets, but we don't have those, games, and concerts are kind of very hit and miss. It just kind of depends, right, on what the artist decides. But another big thing that we have that people don't realize is we have a big Native American community, and we have casinos. So we have lots of gambling in Oklahoma, and most of the casinos sit on Native American land. And we have lots of casinos in Oklahoma. Lots. Yeah.
We've got them here a little bit, but I don't think we have any Native American.
Yeah.
There are actually reservations there. I guess that's where they would be located, right?
No, well, you know what? Here is the thing. They're not technically on reservations because they could be on, there's a few on the main strip. Like I'm not far away from one, right? They're in the city. But from what I understand, or how I understand it, is they're owned and operated by the Native Americans. So all of the revenue and all of that, of course, the state gets its part, I'm sure, right?
Right.
Because, the tax man.
Or maybe they don't. That's why instead of giving you some land, we'll let you open businesses and you get a tax credit or a rebate or something, maybe.
Maybe so. But it wasn't like that when I was growing up. This has been a recent, in the last, 20 years, I would say. Thing. But yeah, there are casinos here and lots of Native American casinos. Yeah.
That's interesting. We only have 2 casinos in Pittsburgh. There's like the Meadows and the Rivers, and that's it. And the Rivers, I would say, is within the last 10 years, and Meadows was probably within the last 20. I could be totally wrong on those. Yeah. But yeah, casinos aren't that big here for us.
I can call 4 right now. And I live here. There's one not far from me, like 2 blocks that way, 2 or 3 blocks, west of me. Then there's one right past my house, north of me. Then there's another one east of me. And I think there's another one northeast of me. Like they're everywhere.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And Tulsa's not that big of a town to have 4, Wow.
And people love them. I just don't like to gamble, so they don't do that for me.
Yeah.
I need some shoes or something hanging in the
closet.
Or
a coin doesn't excite me. Hang some purses.
Exactly. Or a car sitting in the driveway or something like that. I don't get the whole pull the knob. My ADHD kicks in. I'm not gonna be there that long. So
I can do it for about 5 minutes, and then I'm like, okay, what's next?
$20. That's about all I got.
Yep.
So that's a fun fact. Yeah. So people who come out of the West Coast, I've relocated a lady from Vegas, and she was stoked that she still had casinos.
Yes.
So yeah, it's very interesting. You're on mute.
Derek, you're muted again.
Sorry, I was typing, didn't want to be loud. And now around here, our casinos are just retirees. You go into them and it's just old people sitting around playing slots all day.
Well, that's what ours are too.
I'm sure ours are too as well, but I can't verify. Although there is one that has the Ruth Chris. Now I do go to that one, but I never go into the casino. I go to the Ruth Chris.
Don't eat.
Well, they probably make you walk through the labyrinth somehow to get to the thing. No,
it's on the outskirts. And what they think you're going to do is get full and drunk enough to then go through the exit. Never works for me.
Awesome.
Yes.
All right. Well, we're going to end it off with one more random question because I like that first one, and I'm going to maybe have a different question at the beginning and end to make it fun to come into the show and out of the show. So next time might have a different thing, but give me another number between 1 and 47, and then we will tell everybody where to find you if they need you and let you get going. So
26.
Between 1 and 47. 26. Pick another one. We already know your favorite color is red. These questions are lame. I'm going to have to find a better
How about 13?
13. Oh, your favorite type of movie. And I did skip over your last movie you watched in the questionnaire. So tell us that. What type of movie do you usually watch?
You know what? That's hard. So I like dramas, right? And I like action. Like, and probably the last movie that I watched was the triple eight or the 338, the 8333 or whatever it's called. But like I loved it movie action was Bad Boys 3.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
Oh my God, that Porsche. Oh my God, it's amazing. Yeah, it's very good. But that's another thing. See, a Philly connection. I love Will Smith. Like he can be no wrong in my mind.
Yeah, except for like a couple months there. When I was like, well, my whole personality is built on, it's like a mixture of Zach Morris, Will Smith, and Jim Carrey.
Oh wow!
Those are my biggest influences growing up. Like Will Smith, like my ex-wife used to say I was gay for Will Smith, and then he went and did what he did, and I was like,
but you know what? Here's the
everybody
thing.
messes up, right?
Right, and you know what else? I didn't think that big of a deal. I didn't think it was that big of a deal.
I didn't think so either.
I think the dude deserved it, but that's just me. And people get so mad when I say that.
Yeah.
But at some point, you have these stars who have to take so much. You just get tired. Now he didn't have to get tired on the Oscar stage.
Right.
But it was
tired. Your boiling point somewhere else.
Exactly. But I love me some Will Smith. So I love all three of the Bad Boys. I love his Hitch. Anything who was in Independence Day, the iRobot, Men in Black, like anything Will Smith, I'm there, and anything Denzel Washington, I'm there.
Oh yes,
Frank Lewis, Training Day, Malcolm X, Black Panther was one of my favorites, and of course we lost Chadwick Boseman. But I love a good story, and if there's some action involved, that makes it all the better. I'll take a rom-com here and there, but give me a good drama and a good action flick.
Same. Yes.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. So let's let everybody where they can reach you. I have your information up on the screen, but let them know if they need to reach out to you. Should they text you, email you, go to your website? What's the easiest way?
You can text me is the easiest way. If you want to follow my socials, Instagram is Turnage Broker, and Facebook is Stacey Turnage Broker, and TikTok is the same. So I'm the same everywhere. But if the quickest way to get in touch with me is to text me.
Awesome. So you're also listening to one of your marketing coaches and making sure that it's easy to find you everywhere. If you go to the place and type in Stacey Turnage, it'll pop up. If you go to the other place and type in the name, it'll pop up. So commend you there. Go wherever you need to and just type in Stacey's name and you should be able to find her. And the same will apply for Krista and I, because both of our stuff is the bomb as well. So you can find us in all the places. But if you need to get a hold of Krista, she's in the Pittsburgh area if you need to buy or sell a home. We haven't really talked about that. We're real estate agents here, and that's not really the point of this, but we are real estate agents. And if you need to buy or sell a house, reach out to Krista in the Pittsburgh area, myself in the Harrisburg Central PA area, or Stacey in the Tulsa area, or reach out to any of us. And we all have a vast network of other agents all around the country and world. I think I even did episodes I had one in Nigeria last time I did the show. We got Portugal, Antonio in Portugal. We got a Turkey connection. So all over the world, we can find somebody that's perfect to help you relocate or buy or sell or whatever you need to do. So feel free to reach out to any of us. And thanks for watching. And any parting words from either of you?
No, thank you. Thank you.
I loved it, and I loved getting to know more about you and about Tulsa, and I cannot wait to try barbecue bologna.
Let me know. Text me and let me know how it comes out.
I definitely will. I'll send you pictures, and you'll be like, "That's not what it's supposed to look like."
You got to get the good barbecue sauce, though. That's the key.
All right. I can do that.
And you can't put anything on. You can't send her a picture with like lettuce and tomato and stuff on there.
Just bologna.
And butter your buns when you cook them. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a good last tip. Everybody butter your buns.
Butter your buns.
And with that, we will see you next time. Thanks everybody for hanging out.
Bye.
And peace out.